Hey Strikers, this is SF and it's time for the final stage of Wired, and this is where Wired actually drops. So if you want to get drops, then bring Max Lux, and my Max Lux is going to be Flag and X Dragon. Next is going to be Oragon Dragon, and then Cinderella. Now if you don't really care about farming or getting Max Lux Wired, then you don't really have to bring Max Lux, just bring any Flight no damage wild monster, and my friend is going to be a Walpurgis. Okay, let's do this. So all my whole team is either Flight no damage wall monster or Minesweeper no damage wall monsters. Those are the two main gimmicks for this dungeon: mines and damage walls. And you really want some relatively high speed monsters as well. In terms of fireballs, the best one is Mikumo in the ascended form because she has a short cooldown on her strike shot, which speeds her up. But in terms of the dungeon, it's kind of like Skill Me. For the most part, it's just a harder version of Skill Me. Basically, you're going to clear these guys as in one shot. You don't have to clear them in one shot. They only revive. Some revive up to 2, some revive up to 1, and things like that. And the best way is to clear them through their weak points. So hit them in their weak points and they will flop over. And it doesn't really matter what type of monster, as long as it's a fire monster, you should be able to one-shot them even without a mine. So as long as it's a fire monster and you hit the weak point, then you'll be able to clear it. Okay, second stage. There is a boot monster right up right up in the middle, so you can use that for the skill up, for the speed up. Flag dragon. There's that block there that was blocking me. That's fine. Now the only way you'll lose is if you get whittled down. So just make sure you don't get whittled down. The mines don't do that much per mine, so you don't have to worry about it that much, but if they all explode, then it'll be really bad. Okay, next is Walpurgis. And let's grab the boot, hit the boot. And clear, good, and grab the heart, perfect. Okay, next is mini boss. Not yet. One more mob clearing session. Now these are relatively hard just because the blocks keep moving up and down. They alternate every single turn. But if you can read the blocks, then you should be able to clear it relatively effectively. And the boot does not revive other mobs, so you can leave him up as much as you can, just for the speed up. And of course, you don't have to worry about clearing that. Focus on clearing that one as well. Okay, next is definitely the mini boss stage. Now the Homing Absorber and the Spectres do have skulls now. The Homing Absorber will deal an attack down debuff onto Wired, whereas the Spectre will do a defense down onto Wired. And they only last for one turn, so you gotta keep on refreshing. You gotta keep on refreshing the debuff to mitigate damage and of course to deal more damage onto Wired. The attacks themselves are not that crazy high, but if you stay here for too long, then it adds up. So your main focus is to keep refreshing that debuff from the Spectre, the defense debuff, and then after that you can just mitigate. You can just deal damage onto Wired himself. Okay, that is good. And this should be the last shot. Perfect. Okay, one more Wired mini boss. Starting off with X Flag Dragon, and that clump of Homing Absorbers is really big. Okay, let's just clear them all, because why not? They get revived anyway, but you know, it's okay for now. Just make sure you clear out the specters while dealing damage onto Wired and you should be fine. Next one is Cindy. Let's deal damage. Perfect. And even like the bump combos from the two dragons are really effective onto the weak point, because the weak point's in the middle and the breath from the dragons will go into the center. Somehow the Spectre didn't revive. That's mainly because I clear off the Ginger, because Ginger is the main reviver, main zombie guy. Okay, next is Oregon, which will finish it off. Done. Okay, boss stage, 35 turns, 3 bars, starting off with Cindy. Now, the mobs will have cross skulls, which basically means that they have to be defeated all at the same time to gain the debuff onto Wired, which is a defense down. And basically, you want to get that defense down onto Wired to basically be able to clear him. You don't have to, but it is the best way. So there's defense down, and once you hit that defense down, you'll be able to just clear him relatively easily, like just a few swipes, and that's basically done. In terms of the HP trigger, it's basically like Basilisk, where he'll just recover HP gradually. And recover HP gradually, and has a one shot later on in a relatively low cooldown. So if you're ready for the HP trigger, just make sure you have like stuff ready to clear off Wired. Now you can't just like brute force Wired like what I'm doing right now on this stage, because all my guys are at the bottom side. So there's no real point of actually trying to clear off the mobs. So just brute force it this way. And here comes the HP trigger, which is fine for now. Hopefully the weak spot becomes really generous. Not that bad. But yeah, just keep on dealing damage, and that was relatively big. I'm gonna strike shot just to cement my road to the next stage. Okay. Time for the last bar. It is going to be a doozy just because I have low HP starting off, and I want to clear off the Shadow Golf first. The Shadow Golf will increase your speed once you hit them. But basically just keep on refreshing just like that. The Shadow Golf will give you the speed that you need, and hopefully it'll be enough to clear off the other mobs to proc the skulls. If not, then you have to hopefully brute force Wired. What is X flags? That is not a bad one, but I don't want to use it yet. X flags, strike shot is weak point. Strike shot, so more damage onto weak point. Since I don't have a good shot yet, I'm just gonna save that for later. Okay, this should be good enough. Good. Got that. And now, just gonna ram damage onto Wired. I did hit the HP trigger, but that's fine. I do have Walpurgis up. Now the debuff refreshed, but that's fine. I'm just gonna strike shot. And there goes the reviving. And X flag for the finish. Let's just go this way then. It is weak point damage, so heal as much as I can. That's not a lot. If I want to be safe, then I'll just hit the Shadow Golf for the defense down, but it looks like I don't really need to. Okay, sure, why not? Let's just strike shot Cinderella because of the homings. There we go. So relatively easy. Of course, the Hatcher monsters are a little bit harder to get. Cinderella's not that hard. Oragon you can't get. Walpurgis is a heroes. I think, yeah, heroes exclusive, so she might be relatively hard, but you can find more Walpurgis friends in your friend list. In terms of farmables, Mikumo is the best one. Then you have X-Flag Dragon. Then you have like Ymir. Ymir is a little slow, but he does have a 12-turn speed up strike shot, which you can use frequently. But that's pretty much it for me. I hope you guys like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.